guys, Bullhorn Betty here. We have a new case that needs some attention. This is kind of a wild case. This is Taylor Casey. She was going to become a yoga instructor in the Bahamas. And I would say a few days in, or maybe a week, I'm unclear. We're going to read some information here in just a bit. She disappeared. She stopped going to classes. Her phone. Oh, that reminds me. Let me go ahead and take this off. Give me just a second. I know you guys can't talk. I don't know where they are. There we go. There you guys go. You guys should be able to talk and chat now. Sorry about that. So this is Taylor Casey, and she disappeared from a yoga retreat in the Bahamas. This is highly suspect. I was listening to this case, first heard about it from Brian Enton on News Nation. When I was listening to her mother and what I believe was her sister speaking about this situation, it sounds like she was an aspiring yoga instructor and went to the Bahamas for this retreat and this course, what have you. I don't know if it was a prerequisite to a certificate of some sort. I'm still hazy on those facts. But the concerning part is her mom went to this particular retreat and was basically shut down. It seemed very eerie. They didn't really want her talking to anybody. The gal that reached out to her mother to report her missing, they wouldn't allow them to speak to. So I just wanted to read you a little bit about this because we need to bring as much attention to this case as possible. If you guys know anybody that is in the Bahamas area, I'm going to ask you to please pass this on to them. This will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel within the hour. But here's what we've got. This family is a family from, this lady is from Chicago. The family of a Chicago woman missing in the Bahamas is pleading for more support from the American government. This is one of the reasons why we've got this on this channel. I would like this case to go viral. We need the American government to start stepping up to the plate and helping this family out the best way that they can. And there's no better way of doing that than driving the message home. Taylor Casey is 41 years old, was last seen June 19th at a yoga retreat on Paradise Island. The young lady called me and said, "Have you heard from Taylor?" And I'm like, I'm looking at the phone because I know this. She was from a yoga retreat. Taylor's mother, Colette Seymour, said, then she said Taylor hasn't shown up for yoga classes. Casey's mother traveled to the retreat last week, but said her visit was deeply unsettling. She had to beg to talk to students at the retreat and said it felt like students were told what to say and what not to say. Her mother said she did not see any missing person posters. You guys know that's why I go in and I pepper posters everywhere, because it irritates the crap out of me when we have missing people and there are no missing flyers and nobody knows this person is missing. That really gets under my skin more than anything in the world. Despite authorities saying they have spoken to a number of people and deployed drones, diver, canine units, the mother said it felt like a bare minimum. Without U.S. government support, we may never find out what happened to my Taylor. Police found Casey's cell phone in the ocean last week, but the family said authorities refused to turn over the phone. We love Taylor, and Taylor needs to be back home with Taylor's family, her mother says. The family said Taylor would never just take off without telling them. The police requested people at the yoga retreat for statements regarding Taylor, but would not specify whether any were interrogated. The police reportedly refused to inform the family team how many statements they had collected and the names of those participants. According to Ram Saskin, the lead manager of Savannah Ashram Yoga, I'm probably butchering that, sorry, yoga retreat, the Monday before Casey's disappearance, an unidentified man with a walkie-talkie was seen walking the same platform where Taylor's tent was located. One of the retreat's participant who the Find Taylor Casey team spoke to said Casey was approached while sitting alone at the beach by a stranger the same day she was last seen. The man was wearing a Celtic baseball cap and dressed in all black. He claimed he was from Chicago and was interested in taking a yoga class. He proceeded to follow her onto the property according to the website created to help find Taylor Casey. I will tell you, in these other parts of the world, in these other countries, I truly feel, I mean, we have a lot of concern when we travel abroad. There is a safety concern right now going on in the Bahamas. It's well known. I'm sure she was well aware of it at the time. It's not a very, very high, but it is concerning. We have a world where trafficking of us is kind of dominating the world market, the black market, if you will. Is this something related to that? You know, you start hearing about walkie-talkies, you start hearing about somebody approaching them. It seems like they're casing the joint and looking for someone. This is bothersome for me for a variety of reasons, as you guys can imagine. Give me just a second. It is not allowing me to change my wallpaper for some reason. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Okay, there it is. So we did create the mysterious disappearance of Taylor Casey. It was literally just produced probably about 20 minutes ago as I'm researching this case. You know, does this have the stuff that makes me want to cover this case and do it well? And it does. This is a young woman that was starting a new chapter in her life, it seemed. It seems like she has a loving family, and it seems like she walked right into the lion's den unknowingly. It appears to me that there's something going on at this retreat. You know, I understand that there's liability and culpability, but and that people try to mitigate that, especially corporations, especially in a situation like this. But their callous nature is a little concerning and a little offensive. Hearing that this is a tourist area, and hearing that there's no flyers there, that the government doesn't really, you know, it seems like for a place like this that's not a part of the United States, it seems like their profit, their money generation is people coming in. And it sounds to me like the parents are concerned, that they're more concerned about the tourists and not losing that tourist money than they are about finding her daughter. So I'm just going to ask each and every one of you guys, go pass her flyer around. I'll have it posted in this discussion group. This is a public group. You guys can talk about this case. If you have any theories or speculation, please throw that out in there. Right now, I'm snowballing with, you know, somebody at the resort or somebody that worked at the resort. But the problem is they've got somebody approaching her that appears that they weren't currently at the resort. I still feel like it sounds to me like she was picked for some reason. Now, this could be wildly wrong, but there's definitely some cause here for concern. And I'm not sure if I truly believe at this point she's not with us, okay? I feel like there's something going on here, she was a beautiful lady. She was, you know, very tall, very slender. She's going to this yoga retreat. I truly believe that, you know, somebody may have targeted her for, you know, an HT or an ST type of situation. And that's kind of where I'm standing right now. But again, this is Taylor Casey. She was going to become a yoga instructor, and she was at a yoga retreat in the Bahamas. If you guys have any family or friends in the Bahamas, Please, please, please send this information out. Yes, her phone was in the water. I'm hearing it was about 53 feet in. So it sounds like somebody took it and tossed it. Took it and tossed it. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm at this point, I'm not looking at anything past like an abduction type of theory at this moment. That's where I'm kind of at this moment, is an abduction type of theory until additional evidence comes out. It sounds like this may have been targeted. I am concerned for her safety. I am concerned for what's going on with her. But for me right now, I don't feel like, what was that young, it seems like I should know this because she came from my town. Natalee Holloway. She was from Alabama, not from my town, but she was from, there was another lady from my town that went missing, but she went missing in Orlando. Natalee Ann Holloway was a lady that met a guy, you know, she was seen with him, so it sounded like, you know, they were at least talking in friendly terms and stuff like that. This was a little bit different. It sounded like that guy targeted her and wanted to do other things with her. This person here seemed to be, with the whole walkie-talkie thing by her tent, it just, that's what's getting me on this, you know, why I'm thinking of this much differently than, say, the Natalee Holloway case. I do believe that, you know, there is at least enough information here that may suggest she's not, you know, gone. I'm praying and hoping that that's the case, but we're just getting started. It's very limited information. It's in a completely different country, you know. I mean, Bahamas are not associated with the United States. We have some cooperations there, but they're not the United States, and they do not follow U.S. law. We need the U.S. government to step up to the plate and get them either some resources or, you know, execute, you know, I don't know, put an executive order in and kick their way in the front door. I don't know. I don't know how, you know, the cooperation between the Bahamas and the U.S. I know it's been pretty friendly for the past years. I don't think they're going to really get involved in this, you know, arguing with the United States, but I think the United States needs to get involved. This is one of our own. We don't leave any person behind. This is an American citizen. And it is an American citizen that went on to try to get a higher education in her field of study to come back and provide for her and her family. The bottom line is that she is an American citizen, and the American government has got to get involved in this case. They have got to at least, you know, be there for the family. This has got to be very scary. The family's already gone over there. They're not getting the cooperation that they need from the law enforcement present. They said FBI is getting involved. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you. That is good news. And they need to. This is one of our citizens. This is why we are part of the best country. A lot of people don't think of these things. You know, we are American citizens. And when something happens to us in other countries, our American government comes for us. They don't leave us there to rot. It sometimes feels like it while they're going through the red tape. But believe me, when it comes to their American citizens, our America fights for them. They fight for them. And I pray to God that they're going to fight for her. Now, granted, with Natalee Holloway, there was a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of issues with this one. Time has already lapsed. The government there can be bought and paid for. They are of a different dynamic. And believe me when I say that, I don't care if anybody says they can't. It's the Bahamas. Everybody's bought and paid for and can be. It's not as bad as Mexico, but it's bought and paid for. So I don't know. This is where we're at. Please go over, sub up to the new group. This is for Taylor Casey. This is a discussion group. We want to get all news articles, any videos, anything that we can find or muster up about Taylor Casey, including anybody of association with her. You know, we want to make sure that everybody is apprised. I don't think anybody of her friends are obviously involved in this. She was far away from anybody that she knew. It's a little concerning that somebody said that a person came up to her and talked about Chicago. That is a concern for me for a variety of reasons. In this article, let me just reread it so people in here can understand my concern. Let me get to that part. So this is what they said. According to Ram Soskin, the lead manager of the yoga retreat, the Monday before Casey's disappearance, an unidentified man with a walkie-talkie was seen walking the same platform where Taylor's tent was located. Now, here's the more concerning part. One of the retreat's participants, who the Find Casey Taylor Casey team spoke to, that Casey was approached while sitting alone at the beach by a stranger the same day. And I think this is important because her phone was found, from my understanding, about 53 feet from that location. I could be wrong, but I heard 53 feet. I don't know where I heard 53 feet, but I heard 53 feet. I'll just say it like that. One of the retreat's participants said she was a stranger that same day was seen. The man was wearing a Celtics baseball cap and dressed in all black. He claimed he was from Chicago. This is even more of a concern for me and why I feel she was targeted. Because this person knew an awful lot about her. It seems awfully suspect to me that she happens to be from Chicago, going to this retreat, and just happen in the Bahamas, and a man that just happens to know she's from, or happens to be from Chicago himself, approaches her. How ironic. To me, it sounds like somebody knew where she came from, i.e. somebody in that retreat passing off information to someone. That does happen. We have to remember this is not our country, and that other things happen inside these countries. If I believed of anything about ST and HT, this would be just off the rip. Now, things might change that may lead us down a different or more disturbing path. Sounds like a setup. It does. It surely does. But who would have had the information about her? It was either somebody in that retreat fishing and relaying information back, or it was somebody that worked at the retreat. That's how I'm looking at it. Either way you look at this, to me, it seems like it starts and ends with the retreat. So this is a very interesting case. Now, this is in a completely different country. This will probably not be a case that I would be doing boots on the ground. I don't go into other countries for investigations for a variety of reasons. One is the fact that I push the envelope here. I know the laws in our country. I know the laws that I'm allowed. I know the limits of the laws. And I may push right up to those limits, but I know the limits. You're talking about a country that may have laws and rules, but may change them at their will. It is not the same type of justice system we have here. I don't get involved in other countries for a variety of reasons, and more in line with my safety and protection. I know that I'm safe and I'm protected here on these streets and in this country. Meddling in other countries, it could get me. It would raise my safety concerns greatly. The only way I would go into this community to research this particular case would be if I had a huge team with me. That would be the only way. I'd have to have, and it'd have to be seasoned collaborators. It can't be people that just want to go for the ride. It would need to be somebody that's as seasoned as I am, especially in what you can and cannot do. We would have to research the crap out of it, but the more the merrier when it comes to a situation like this, because it's harder to mess with one person in a country when you have 5 or 6 in your group, and that's what we would need for something like this or more. So this is concerning just out the rip, just from the initial assessment of the information coming out. To me, I think it does scream targeted. It does scream setup, but it doesn't scream the unaliving yet. Okay, we're not anywhere close to unaliving. We're not anywhere close to that aspect in this case. That means we have hope. We have a lot of hope. If you guys know anything about me, I don't sugarcoat crap. So this is my true opinion on this. We don't have anything to state anything other than she, to me, has been abducted at this point. I feel that she has absolutely 100% been abducted. Other than that, and I think the phone almost corroborates that, because there's no bodily fluids anywhere. It's a phone in water. Somebody grabbed it, threw it so somebody couldn't be tracked or somebody couldn't call for help. That's where I'm at in this case right now. If I really felt that there was more foul play than this, I would let you guys know that. But right now, we need to get as much information about this. I know each and every one of you guys get invested in these cases with your whole heart. And so we need to dig. This is a case that we need to dig. We need to find people that are in that retreat. We need to be finding people that have attended that retreat. We need to be finding these folks and seeing what that retreat truly is about, and has anything like this ever happened again? That has got to be our first question. How has anything like this happened at this retreat or another retreat similar to this in this community or in this area? Because I would like to know those answers too. And maybe somebody from the Bahamas is watching Bullhorn Betty right now. Maybe you could help me with this particular situation. But please go over to the mysterious disappearance of Taylor Casey and help us with some information. Anything and everything related to this case. Everything is on the table. There's a lot of hope here. It is possible we can bring this one back home safely. And I am calling for all hands on deck on this one. All hands on deck, because it is so new. And I do feel like she could be out there alive. I don't know if she's safe, but I feel like she's breathing. And we need to try to get this circulated around. This is not a United States case, okay? This is a worldwide case. We should be acting as if it is, because this girl literally could be anywhere. We know how these trafficking organizations work. We need to make this go viral all over the country. Anybody that's posting about this, share their content. Share it. Just pass it on. She needs help. We need to find her help. This is something we can help with. Okay, I really feel she might be a good candidate for an HT or an ST. I don't feel like she's gone. So that gives us hope. That gives us hope. So this is where we're at. I'll be diving into this over the next few days while balancing content for Sebastian Rogers and getting information out to you on both of these cases. But I really am calling for all hands on deck with Taylor Casey. Her family needs our help. And to be honest with you, I was crying when I was listening to her mom. I was absolutely crying. No, I'm not in Tennessee. I will be back in Tennessee at the end of July, beginning of August. So let's do all of our part. Let's pass this information around. God bless you. Take care, and we'll see you soon.